Okay, fuck it. Welcome back to another episode of the Shodcast. We've got a special guest here. It's our friend Aidan Ward, and we're going to talk about some stuff this week. Aidan, have you got anything to say?
Yo, fucking, you look good today.
Thank you. You look great as well.
Talking to you, I was talking to the viewer.
Oh, right, okay.
Saucy bastard.
Sorry, that's a bit selfish of me there.
No, I'm joking.
Connor, how you doing?
Yeah, I'm not doing too bad. Another day, another dollar, innit?
Another day, another dollar, exactly. Okay, so I think we should talk about what's been going on this week. So obviously...
Are you struggling?
I'm a little bit. I'm just getting the shape ready.
Getting the shape ready. He needs to get the shape ready.
I need to sort the shape out.
Sort the shape out. But this week, Rashish has become Prime Minister, isn't he?
Good
What do you think about that?
Is
Now-
it actually pronounced Rashish?
I don't know.
Isn't it
Maybe.
Rishi or something? Like that?
Rishi?
Rishi?
Rashish?
I wouldn't consider myself an
That's right.
expert in this area, because I actually don't know how his name is pronounced.
Alright, well, we'll just go with the new Prime Minister.
Yeah, I heard he's got some magical prowess to him, man. Like, he can change the colour of his fucking front cover of his binder.
Okay, I mean, the important question is do you think he's going to outlast the lettuce? Because
Oh.
obviously Liz Truss, we were discussing it last week, she didn't outlast the lettuce, and to be honest...
Well, is it a new lettuce? That's the question.
Yeah, brand new
Yeah,
lettuce. Do you think
be.
he's
Yeah,
going
fair.
to outlast it?
I reckon he will.
Well, I don't know, because they selected a weird time to put the lettuce into
I know,
the running.
so she was in 45 days, actually.
Yeah.
And the lettuce was only 2 weeks.
So we'll give
So,
him 45 days. and
45
then
days. Do you think he'll last 45 days?
Yeah, I reckon so.
Do you think he will?
Yeah.
I
I
don't
reckon
know.
he'll get 45 days.
I consider myself optimistic about this fella's chances, but then I don't know much about him.
Well, he's conservative, which is good or bad. We won't say.
Well, we normally are conservative, aren't we?
No.
We're not.
Who? The government?
No, yeah, our government.
Oh no, the government is. I thought you meant us. We
No, not
probably
you
aren't.
guys.
No.
Are you?
No, I got no political standpoint. We were discussing
Yeah,
this last week.
I don't really have a political standpoint in general. I just
No.
don't really read into it, man.
Speaking of not reading into it too much, Kanye West. So Kanye West has been into some shit this week, hasn't he?
I
Bit
think
of
he's in
hot
too deep, yeah.
So he obviously made an anti-Semitic comment saying he was going to go DEFCON 3 on all the Jews. A little bit weird.
Perhaps, and I'm not defending him, maybe he mistyped or autocorrect, changed XCOM 3 to DEFCON 3. Maybe he was announcing a new drop, and it was like...
For the Jews.
and it was, yeah, like...
And it was for the Jews.
Yeah.
Yeah, but actually he just yeah.
And then
absolute
it just
fire.
got taken well out of field, yeah.
I think
Going off what Kanye's previously been like, I'm gonna say no.
it's actually pronounced Yi.
Sorry. What Yee's been like? God damn this guy. He believes in Scientology. How he's made it this far?
Well, no. He was big in the game as a producer. But
he's great as a
but
producer,
then
but then his personality got.
Well, no, he just... I think what he did, he just made a career about saying whatever the fuck he wants to say in front of cameras, in front of media. And then that was escalating him to the next level, so he just kept on going with it.
Yeah.
And then he brought it into his music as well, thinking like, yeah, I could make whatever the fuck I want. People are still going to listen to it because I'm this elevated ego now.
Yeah,
And
what a
it's,
twat.
it's all just like tumbled down at this point because it's, it's rising and falling. That's why I think everyone has a high point, everyone has a low point, and his high point is hit now.
Do you think it started to sort of crumble after Kim K? Do you think
Yeah.
Do you think when he lost Kim K he started to
Yeah,
fold
I'd
a little
say
bit?
so.
I think he was already sort of tearing apart, and then that happened. And obviously, dude, if I lost my girlfriend, my wife, to Pete Davidson,
And it breaks me up because I am a fan of Kanye. Like, I love this guy. He's a funny guy, I think. And he's good music. He's a good producer, as I said. Before he even jumped on a track, he was producing for like Jay-Z and that. So he's not bad.
To be honest, the thing with Kanye though is that oh sorry yeah whatever the fuck he wants to call himself is that like back in his prime he was like really like his tunes and his like beats like before his time or that time, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, they hit that.
And now like kind of that time's come around and it's
Yeah.
just kind of like it sounds just normal.
it's just
Do you know,
normal.
He's lost his edge.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, totally. He was out of his time, but now the time's come. Yeah, I mean, what he said was wrong though, right? So that's pretty fucked.
Yeah.
So I mean, now he's lost like what 1.5 billion or some shit.
Yeah.
He's fucked.
He's a silly bastard because they control it.
Action and reaction, you know.
Yeah. Okay.
They control it all.
That was a sly one, Connor. That was a sly one.
Okay. So
let them interpret what you said.
Yeah.
That's a joke.
Okay, so speaking of Black, so Black Adam, that came out this week, and apparently it's been doing really well. None of us have actually seen it, so we're not going to be reviewing it. I just read that actually it's made quite a bit of money.
What's the origin of Black Adam?
So basically he's like an Egyptian guy, and
Egyptian.
His son gets sacrificed, he gains the powers, and then he's like buried for years, and then some Spec Ops team like buries him out. But then he's like, he's like a bad guy. And he has like the power of the gods, but like he's like a bad guy.
Yeah.
And so then some B-list members of the Justice League, they try and help him out. Hawkman, Atom Smasher, and Dr. Fate, played by Pierce Brosnan for some reason. But yeah, I mean, I'm going to see it probably tomorrow, so there might be a review up or something on the Instagram. Follow at Cancer and Culture.
Yeah. I like Dr. Fate as a character.
Promo, yeah.
sneaky little promo in there.
I'm a little excited for this.
Yeah.
But only for Dr. Fate. I've wanted to see him in a movie because
I
just like the sorcery kind of aspect of things sometimes.
Yeah, man. I hope they do it like a little bit differently to Doctor Strange, you know? Okay, so Russian nuke tests. They've done the first nuclear bomb test since the beginning of the war, but the media's kind of stretching this out because apparently it's just their annual thing. But, you know, nuclear Armageddon, it's always upon us. It's always a fun thought. What do you guys think?
There was that train, weren't there? They said they detected like nuclear source on going into Ukraine.
That's always fun, isn't it?
I'm not 100% sure.
Well, I saw this coming quite a while back, so I've actually built up connections with the fish people.
With the fish people?
The fish people.
Fish people of Atlantis.
Well, no, not Atlantis, actually. It's more of like, you know how, like, say the sea of Mumbai has the slums outside of Mumbai?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, no, I see what you're saying.
Like, cave-dwelling fish people.
I'm just picturing the, like, Futurama, like the mutants.
Yeah, because I thought, like, the nuclear blast, like, it would be on land, so, like, the blast would go, like, over the water, but I don't think it would spread to the deepest reaches of
I feel like the fish people would actually be a result of the nuclear bombs. Do you not think? Weird fish mutants, man. You know, after we've been blown to hell and people decide, hey, let's just go down, live in the water, we'll start evolving.
Hey, but there was a guy...
Waterworld, you know, Kevin Costner.
There's plenty of people that claim to have seen mermaids, so...
Mermaids?
Maybe mermaids came from the first nuclear bomb testing. They test them on islands.
But mermaids... I doubt that, because mermaids are like mythical creatures.
Yeah, they're like old sailors' tales.
Yeah.
Yeah, but what if someone's mutated into a fish, and then because of these old sailors' tales, people are like, oh, that's a fucking mermaid.
Bro, mermaids.
The only thing that's going to be mutated with a fish is going to be something washed up on the beach, like, kill me!
Kill me!
It's going to be like some fucking, like, you know, like, it's going to be some, like nice suburban family taking a dog on the beach and like, oh, Rufus! Where's Rufus go around the rock? It's like, it's like eating the dog.
To be fair, if they were a mermaid, you would have seen one that's beached. Although if they're an intelligent life form, maybe they don't get beached. I don't know, even giant squid get beached and they came from... do you know what is trending? Like there's been a TikTok challenge called the Kia Challenge where you fucking film yourself stealing a car. 4 people got fucking killed and like 16 people injured because these fucking dickhead kids on TikTok think it's funny to steal a car and just start driving it.
What
film it on TikTok.
What?
Literally.
That's so stupid. That's the baitest crime.
Trust me, I'm feeling as if it's like the CIA set up this challenge to like try and catch out some like dodgy people, but like people stealing cars aren't using TikTok, my guy. But now they are.
Is that going to be a trend on YouTube? It's like, what's up, guys? Today I'm going to go stab someone. Let's get 50,000 likes.
Jesus. Well, that's what it's going to become. It's like that film Spree, isn't it?
Literally, bro. Yeah. Everything's becoming like views. Do you know what I mean? People are becoming addicted to the
views and likes.
If anything, we should become the trendsetters. Let's do it.
What trend are you trying to set?
Well, we're going to set up a minicab business and just fucking brutally kill every happy customer.
Well,
every happy customer.
Alright. Halloween.
Alright, this brings us into the next segment. Halloween is obviously just around the corner. It's a spooky season. It's a spooky time of the year. We're all terrified out of our boots. And Aiden thought it'd be a nice idea to talk about things supernatural. So Aiden, do you want to give us a little thing? I heard you have a little story, maybe, or
The story's so much further down than this.
well.
Don't tell them about the list.
Don't tell them about the list. They're not meant to know we organised this. Come on,
man. This is like the first proper one.
Okay.
Well, spilling the beans.
This is the story about a wee man, Irish man,
Small guy.
called Stingy Jack, right? And he went around town to town deceiving people, right? And he did it for no benefit of his own. He did it for purely amusement. Fucking ties into the fucking story.
The lights just started flashing. Yeah.
Fucking hell.
If there's anyone here.
So one day, this guy's drunk, and he's run out of his last bit of whiskey, and he feels cold all of a sudden, and the devil appears to him, right? And the devil says, "I will grant you one last wish before you die here tonight. But after this wish, your soul will come to hell with me." So Stingy Jack is like, "I wish you, the devil, would turn into a coin, because I've got no money on me, so I can go get my last beer to enjoy tonight." So the devil turns into his coin, right? Stingy Jack, the crafty bastard, puts the coin in his pocket next to a crucifix, so the devil is powerless, right? And then he barters with the devil. And he says, "I will let you escape if you don't bother me for 10 years.
Right, okay. Right.
The devil agrees. So fucking Stingy Jack goes about drinking and deceiving people again, living about his life for another 10 years. He's basically escaped death. But like it always, 10 years is up, right? So the devil comes back. This time the devil was like, "Right, tonight you're going to die, right? And I need you to get ready before I take your soul, right?" But Stingy Jack was prepared for him, right? And he climbed a tree before the devil would appear to him. Because he he had timed 10 years exactly, right? And the devil appears in this tree. Jack jumps down and he escapes a circle of crucifixes he's made around this tree, so the devil can't escape this fucking area, right?
He's home aloneing it. Yeah.
He's home aloneing it. Stingy Jack, a crafty bastard, and he barters with the devil. He says, "I'll let you free if you can't take my soul to hell." And the devil's like, "Alright." So the devil gets free, and then Jack dies, because the devil never said like he wasn't going to die, because he was meant to die that day. His 10 years are up. Jack forgot about that, right? So he goes up to heaven, and he doesn't get let in because he's spent his whole life deceiving people, and then he can't go to hell because he's just made a deal with the devil, but he can't go to hell. So he does have nowhere to go. So he spends all of eternity haunting the towns that he was previously deceiving. Hence, Halloween.
Right.
What? He's Halloween.
He is like the figure of Halloween. He was in Ireland.
Oh, in Ireland.
Yeah.
Oh, so what?
He was like kind of like the mascot. You know what I mean?
Do you know what towns?
Like
he used
there's
to
the
haunt?
Easter Bunny. There's a fucking Santa.
Do you know what towns he used to haunt?
Yeah. It's just whole of Ireland.
No, he had a doubling, tripling, and quadrupling.
Nice save there. Okay, well that was a horror story, Aiden. Yeah, very spooky. Okay, no, I like that, man. Okay, well that kind of brings us into our next thing.
I mean, bath, obviously.
No. The supernatural. So, do you believe in ghosts, guys? Is that a thing?
That's a good question, to be honest, because I'm very interested in like supernatural, paranormal stuff and all that shit. But I don't believe in like a god, and to kind of believe in that, there must be like a heaven and a hell.
There must be something. I don't think there necessarily has to be a heaven or hell.
But I don't know. I do think there is something out there, because there are just some places you go to, bro, and it's just a different kind of vibe.
What if all these supernatural acts were all just like glitches in the Matrix?
Maybe. To be honest, there was. It's someone from a different Matrix, like glitching in by accident. Oh, fucking.
Slipping through the portal, yeah.
Like you walk into a town and they're all actual NPCs and you got fucking no idea.
That's
actually a nightmare.
That would actually.
Oh God.
That would actually explain a lot. That's why they're staring out windows and walls and shit.
You go up to.
You put a bucket on their head and steal from the fuckers. They don't see it coming.
You'd go up to somebody and they'd say the same sentence as somebody else after a while. You know, like in video games, you go up to somebody and they eventually say the same dialogue as another NPC. You'd go up to somebody in a coffee shop and they'd say something you just said to somebody down the road, and you'd be like, "What the fuck?" And it'd keep happening. Yeah,
that'd be like an in real life Uncanny Valley, man.
Yeah,
I would not like that.
Aiden, what do you think, Ghosts?
I don't know. It's a hard one because I've had weird experiences, but it's just like coincidences. Part of this universe, you know, it's never not going to be chances everywhere. Everything is led down to chances. Weird things happen, but like there's a reason. Like we're just scared of the unknown, so we make up something to fill the gap of the unknown, and that happens to be ghosts, and that's probably why we're so afraid of them.
Yeah, I mean it's the answer to what we don't understand. And I mean, I think I believe in them.
Well, to be honest, there's nothing more terrifying because, like, when you think about life itself, is like a long, stressful roller coaster, and the thought of like when you're dead and you can't just be dead and then nothing else, and there's a thought that you could be stuck somewhere. Like I'm restless. That's what they say. Like when someone's haunted, it's because a ghost is trapped in between.
Yeah, it's like purgatory.
Yeah, exactly, purgatory.
But it's another form of purgatory.
Yeah, well, they like trapped to like a building
Limbo.
or something. Yeah,
limbo.
It's like when they're trapped to like a place is haunted. They say something's trapped in a building because they can't to go over or whatever.
But
yeah, fuck that. I mean,
like, imagine being stuck somewhere for like
Buddhists
100
see
years.
it as a will, man. There's like 9 different stages of this will. Reincarnation's only one of them. Like you gotta go through 8 fucking like steps first.
Reincarnation would be pretty cool.
Yeah. Would be, but I don't know about the 8 steps.
What do you reckon you'd come back as?
It'd be something like an insect or something. I don't think it'd be that. Like if you came back as like a shark or something.
Dolphin.
But would you have your memories?
Because
like, you can't communicate it. You would be a donkey.
You wouldn't have your memories.
Or a raccoon, maybe.
A raccoon.
I think you would have the same energy about you. If you came back as like a panda, you could be a curious or a shy panda. You know, I think you keep that energy.
What would you want to come back as, Aiden, if you were reincarnated?
Fucking.
I know what you'd be, but.
Rock hopper penguin.
Nice, a penguin.
Yeah.
I like that. Yeah, sweet. Surf's up, man.
Dodging fucking seals and shit, mate.
Going for your life, yeah. Yeah, if you were the man, though, you gotta look after the egg.
Yeah, bro.
That's stressful.
You stick your arsehole in that egg.
You drop that egg, it's dead. Your kid's dead.
You put on too much weight.
I've got a new plan.
Yeah.
A sloth.
I was gonna say you'd be a sloth, to be honest.
Yeah.
That's what I was gonna say.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
Right, let's talk about the next one. So, do you believe in Bigfoot?
No.
Bigfoot.
Yeah. Do you believe there is a
Sasquatch
Sasquatch breed?
Bigfoot. I know there used to be the Gigantopithecus, which literally is the Sasquatch, but like whether it still exists or not, like I want to believe in it, but I don't know if I can bring myself to think it really is out there.
It's weird. There's have you ever seen the Joel McHale show? It's random. There's a segment when he talks about Bigfoot because they do like a supernatural bit on it.
Yeah.
And there's like this thing called like Bigfoot Hunters, and I think they had something stupid like 11 seasons, and he plays like their final episode, and it's like them standing in like the woods in the middle of like fuck nowhere. They'll just stand there alone. He goes like, and then it's just fucking silence, man. He's just like they're like, I think we should go.
He's got guys out in the woods basically going, "Hoi-ya!" It's
Pretty
like,
much.
yeah, no, the Sasquatches are attracted to this. They'll come to our spot.
The Sasquatch is one of like the sound of a Filipino man being fucked in the ass.
Oh shit!
They can't get enough of him.
Can't get enough of
That-
dirty bastards.
That and buttermilk and olive oil.
We have this one man that always travels with our pack because he can make the exact noise. His name is Han.
You stick a stick in his ass.
Sometimes a banana.
You stick a stick in his ass, he'll make any sound you want.
You like a jolted like a joystick.
Han isn't scared to get on his knees and suck a cock.
Suck a cock for his country. Right, that's great. So Bigfoot, no.
Yay and nay.
Nay and nay. I want to believe in him.
Could you imagine
But, like-
being the one guy, like a Mowgli story, but with Bigfoot? Like, you're just stranded out in the woods and Bigfoot saves you, but nobody believes you your whole life. And it's like,
I'd watch that.
No, I'm not saying like if it was a movie, but I mean, like, imagine you being that person.
What about if you catch him in mating season?
Like, you actually get saved by Bigfoot, and you're trying to tell people this. So, like, I was saved by Bigfoot, and everyone's like, fuck off.
Yeah, no, to be fair, it's like that thing, if you're actually abducted by aliens, who the fuck is believing you?
Yeah,
you know, there's so many
literally.
accounts of people actually witnessing people being taken up as well, and people are like, nah.
That's the thing, false accusations ruin everything.
So if Jesus came back and some guy was like, I'm Jesus, people would be like, bullshit.
Can you imagine how fucked it'd be
man.
though, getting abducted by aliens, and it's like you're on that ship, and it'd be like well scarring, and you find out that they like talk to you by like sticking a finger up their ass. Like, you're like there strapped up, and they'll be like looking at each other like. And then they come over to you, and it's like, oh no! He's like, hello, Earthling.
Bro, you're talking of experience. That was too deep.
That was
like the
too
voice you hit that mark, man.
That was something out of a nightmare.
I've seen some shit now.
That scared me, man. Right. That brings us on to another topic.
Yeah, brings us on to another topic.
Being scared. What do you reckon is your favourite fucking horror movie?
That's a hard one, to be honest.
What are you rating this scale on, based off of how much you liked it or how much it scared you, first of all?
Well, to be honest, what doesn't help is the light turning off. But
Yeah.
the films that always get me is like when you find out they're based on a true story.
Yeah,
A little bit.
No, I know that one.
Like the Conjurings, they're a bit freaky. I
Yeah.
don't know, they don't really like terrify. In
Still,
terms of
like-
like watching them, I guess like the first two Conjurings were quite good because it's got like the Ed and the Rain.
I found them funny, to be honest.
Yeah, they
That's
were
the
quite
problem
funny.
with like horror movies to me. Like, I watched them from a young age. I'm kind
Yeah.
of desensitized to that aspect. It's all
Same.
predictable.
Same,
like
man.
when the woman was on top of the closet in Conjuring 1, it was
Oh,
an
that was just
apparition.
jokes.
It was fucking funny, bro. Like, do you know what I mean?
It's like boogaloo, motherfucker.
Peekaboo, bitch. Hey, fucking like, what's the one with Annabelle? Like when the hands come out the closet. It's
Oh yeah.
like they look so fucking fake, bro.
That's the first one still. That's when she
Is
gets
it?
like, do you know when she gets locked in the
Yeah,
basement?
that was like one of my favourite moments of
Uh,
watching it, but it wasn't scary. It was just like, that's fucked. Like, peak.
Although that house is apparently like pretty terrifying.
Yeah,
I've seen footage of like the last person who lived in that house before the new people there now.
Yeah, yeah.
And they said she went insane, but there's footage of her like splitting, like doing all these like mad bends and shit, and she looked possessed. She kept like jumping off this like railway gutter into like a concrete pavement with her head. And then you'd see her like start like like contorting shit.
Yeah.
And then she just keeps doing it until she dies. But she was the last person to live in that house that the first Conjuring film's based on. I think there's a new family.
Boys, I think we should make a new series. We go over there, document, and
We'll
see
go
what
over
happens.
there and see what happens. Stay a night in each place.
I ain't
and
getting
see-
raped by no ghost. Bro.
Hey, 10,000 likes.
10,000 likes.
£10,000. You got a deal.
So, Aiden, what's your favourite film?
Well, I don't know whether to take into account like slashers as horrors.
Yeah, I was thinking.
And dark, if we're counting dark horrors, like not dark horrors, I mean like dark comedies, because those are my favourite type of films. Like that would take over any horror film any day of the week.
I'd say anything that's a horror film. Dark
Right.
comedy, slasher film, psychological.
Probably
Doesn't have to just be.
for terms of enjoyment and how much I like the film Tucker and Dale vs. Evil.
That's good. That's a good movie. That's a good movie. Going from a comedy standpoint, yeah. I mean, horror. It plays on a lot of the tropes, doesn't it, of a horror film? But I wouldn't say it is like a.
No, it's
it
not
is-
scary.
It isn't scary.
Would
no.
a disturbing film count?
Not
So I've
many-
seen plenty of
Not
like
many horror
films
films
that are
are
designed to
scary
be
now, though, are they?
like just damn right disturbing.
Yeah, I think disturbing films count.
Yeah, so I'd say something like August Underground there is basically like this.
Yeah, I
hateful
mean,
serial
they're
killer.
just- they're
they
just
were
disgusting.
like fucking damn right wrong.
They are just wrong, and they're almost just gore porn,
Yeah.
you know, and they're not like Saw as Saw's gore porn. Like that's like they're filmed to be
they were.
real.
I can't
And it's
really
horrible.
fuck
They were
up people
dark.
out there.
Yeah.
It's a tricky wank.
Fucked up people out there, you know.
Oh, there is fuck people. Yeah.
Yeah,
100%.
Exhibit A.
The Shining, they're great.
Yeah.
You know, again,
Shining's
like
based on
Nightmare on
a real
Elm
place.
Street.
Yeah, it is.
But it's not actually that scary if you go. It's pretty boring. Unless you like are really freaked out just by the idea of it, then it probably would be a bit scary to you. Yeah, it all depends on perspective.
I watched Beetlejuice the other day, and that is
That's a
kind
classic.
of a horror film.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, it's all right. It's pretty good because it's Tim Burton, obviously. So like, you're having a good time with it. But
there's only one real monster in that film.
I think what matters a lot in horror.
Yes, there is. Right? Yeah, no. So yeah, I googled that, and that was horrible. So I was watching Beetlejuice the other day, and the dad of the family that the main character Alec Baldwin and the other one, the mums of Stuart Little, is haunting. He is the principal from Ferris Bueller, and he in 2002 he basically got done for having child pornography and having sex acts with a minor.
Well, that is horror.
Which is really fucked up. And I was halfway through watching this movie, and I was like, I looked at that, and then I looked at the screen, and I was just like, you know, because he was there, and so yeah. But Michael Keaton's great in that movie, and the practical effects are great when they like stretch their head, and they like great stuff. Aiden, what's the worst horror film that you've ever seen?
Once again, I'll probably have to take it back to Killer Couch. It's just so long, and it's like, it's funny the first time you see the couch kill someone, but then he has to do it another 6 times somehow. You can't really get that creative with a couch killing a person. So yeah. Or actually, I'll give one more shot in the dark out of a terrible fucking horror film I've seen. It's called Inbred, and it just it just felt disgusting.
Yeah, I think we've all seen Inbred here, haven't we?
Yeah.
Yeah, so Inbred is a British horror just gore fest, where I think it's like 4 or 5 youth workers, probation worker kids have to go do some work in some Yorkshire town, isn't it, or something?
No, it's
Yorkshire.
It's
Cornwall?
It's Cornish.
I thought, yeah.
Cornish.
West Country, I don't know. Anyway, they have to go to this little village.
Fictional.
This fictional village somewhere in the country, and they end up getting stranded there, and the town folk basically fuck with them and make them perform acts and end up killing them, basically.
So when do you remember he chops off like the teacher's head with a cleaver?
One by one they get picked off.
Hey, what the fuck are you guys on about? I was on about a film about like this killer sandwich, Inbred.
Get the fuck out of here.
You nearly fucking had me there, man. It was fucking goddamn. Anyway, so yeah, they kill them in creative ways. Like they put a hose down one guy's throat and basically explode him.
Sorry, sir. I shined his shoes.
Yes. Sounded like you're sucking my dick.
Whoa.
Whoa.
It's not Tuesday yet.
Payday.
Tuesday morning.
That's when the fiending comes in.
Yeah.
But yeah, they kill them in creative ways. Like they lay one of them down on the ground and put a horse with a blindfold on and make the horse sort of like trot around him.
That's such a horrible scene.
And the guy sort of gets pulled apart and his shoulder peels off and he's just all over the place.
It's a real horse for the shooting. They put a camera underneath the horse. A fucking brave camera.
They strapped it to his dick.
Just sort of flapping about. You can really see the motion of it. Thanks for that image, Connor.
You're the one who made it.
That's always good. I mean, okay. So yeah, Inbred it's an alright movie. I wouldn't go ahead and rush to go see it. I think it's on like Amazon or something. Do you want to do Shark of the Week?
Shark of the Week.
So Aiden brought a new segment this week's episode, which is Shark.
Wait, we're doing this weekly now.
We're doing it weekly. We're gonna have to do it weekly. You know.
Let's call it strongly.
All right. Thanks, Aiden.
Like the feedback that you guys looked at me like I was dead for a second.
I'd be smiling about it.
You looked dead, Aiden, to be honest. For a second there, I had to double check.
You looked dead to me.
Check the pulse.
Thank you.
So, Sharks of the Week. So,
Can I put one suggestion in? So, Shark of the Week is sharks of all time, not just our time. Thank you very much. And
oh God, where's this going?
I think my Shark of the Week, we're gonna take it to our time. This is still in existence. I think it's just under critical endangerment. So it's on like the observation of like trying to look out for this creature. But it's the goblin shark. It's the shark that has a weird fucking long nose and can extrude its mouth forward to fucking grab fish in front of it. It's got like the jaws that can go outside of its body. Fucking weird.
That's actually quite impressive, isn't it?
Yeah. The sharks can grow up to about I think about 8 feet in length. So they can get pretty big, but most of them would average around I think 6, 5 foot. They wouldn't weigh up to a ton. So.
Okay. Well, that's a pretty good shark.
Yeah, man. It's an alright shark. It would never leap out of the waters because it's a deep sea dwelling shark.
I mean, Connor, would you ever swim with sharks?
Yeah, I'd swim with sharks. My dad's done it before. He said he swam with a great white shark once.
Caged or free dive?
Free dive is in South Africa. They was just
I don't know if I could do
free
cage.
Dive.
Free dive's a bit.
You'd keep the burrito sauce at home. You believe in the devil?
The devil.
The devil.
Old Uncle Lou.
El Diablo.
El Diablo.
Lucy.
Lucy Lulu.
Satan.
El Bob.
XXX Goat Lord X.
The original goat.
The original goat. The devil. The man who was rapping before anybody.
The myth, the legend.
Silver fucking platinum tongue could literally talk a man into sucking himself off. This guy was cream of the crop, if he exists. But do you believe he is in physical form, or do you believe he's a manifestation of what we find to be evil?
I mean, if he's the evil overlord and CEO of bad shit, he's probably just kicking back, with millions of plasmas around him, just suffering and torture, just laughing, doing whatever fucking drugs they do down there. I picture it, it's devil's cocaine, it's pretty fucking, it's 200% pure.
So by the sounds of it, you're saying that if the devil was real, it wouldn't be he's an evil guy. It's he's just Hades, for example, from Greek mythology, where he's just the leader of the hell, He just has to control that shit, and he's kind of tired of his job by now.
He's probably just focusing on his hobbies at this point.
Probably, yeah.
He's just trying to better himself.
He's probably been focusing on hell for a long time now.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, God, yeah.
Poor guy.
Well, to be honest, it could be different proteges. It could be different presidents.
True, he could. That is true. It could be the 4 horsemen, the ones that bring upon apocalypse. They could be in rotation of who becomes the devil. Each fucking 4-year selection, or maybe hell is it's
I remember
a democracy.
I think it was Supernatural. The horsemen in that, they drove Mustangs.
Oh, fair enough. Was one of them Vin Diesel?
It was quite cool. It was they all had different Mustangs.
Vin Diesel and with a flaming head or some shit. The Mustang family. These horsemen are my
get
family.
Me a drink, good lad.
Of course I got you a drink. I've got to look after my mate.
Don't worry, we kept it going well. We were talking about the devil whilst you fixed it.
Definitely wasn't slagging you up.
Sweet. Okay, so where did we get up with the devil?
Well, I was asking Connor on his stance on whether he thinks the devil is some being or entity that's out there that is just evil and tempting everyone into being able to bargain for their souls, or if he's just an emotional manifestation of what humans believe to be the purest form of evil. So a thing that doesn't exist, but exists through literature because it's our version of evil personified.
Right. Probably just the manifestation of evil, isn't it?
Really? That's where Connor was kind of going with it, but it brought him on to he was kind of saying if the devil was
he's probably chilling back.
Yeah.
Focusing on himself now, doing his hobbies.
It's more like Hades from Greek mythology, where he's just he just has to manage hell.
Well, this is what I was actually just going to go on to. I think the devil is almost like a middle manager, just as God is a middle manager. Yeah. We always say they're the big dog. I think there's an entity that's good and evil, and it controls both quarters.
So a balance.
The balance
has to be balanced.
Everybody assumes there's just these two beings that are at the higher power, but what happens if there's just one being that controls good and evil and controls all fate and all
Big
time?
Papa.
Big Papa.
If you had to select one, one recognizable face to look like devil the most, say if you had to cast the devil in a movie, who would you cast?
Willem Dafoe.
Willem Dafoe. Yeah. That's a good casting, right? He would play that so well because he's a great actor.
Great. I'd put him in a red snazzy suit.
Yeah, man. So
either that or Martin Short.
Who's Martin Short?
Oh, what's his fucking name? I can't remember his name. It's gonna annoy the fuck out of me now.
What?
He's in Arrested Development. He plays the older brother.
He's
Will Arnett.
Will Arnett.
You want Will Arnett to be the guy? Yeah.
Yeah,
the devil. Funny. He would be actually pretty good as the devil. Yeah, I like that.
Bill Hader.
Bill Hader would be good.
I'd go for...
Andy Samberg is the devil.
I'd go for... I can't even answer my own question, boys. This is like when you can't get it up on a first date.
You been there? You speak
from
experience?
I haven't been there, but like...
Breaking news. Aiden couldn't get it up on the first date.
Bro, I go rounds on the first date I have, the first date is...
First and only.
You gotta let them know what they're in for.
You gotta be a gentleman, wait for the third date.
Yeah, sure. I didn't date, just went for it.
You just went for it, plunged in, Scrooge McDuck style, straight into the vault.
Plunged in, took a test a week
board,
afterwards.
Yeah.
See if it's all functioning properly.
Gotta ride that wave, man.
You could just use protection. Speaking of protection, we're going to have our sponsor Durex give us a bunch of condoms.
Yeah.
Sadly, we haven't actually got that sponsor yet. So Durex, if you want to give us that sponsor, please.
I'm sponsored
like
by
a blue
Durex
animal
because
thing with
I'm the
condoms.
kid that Durex thinks could have been avoided.
It's probably the best ad if we ever do get
Any
sponsored
kid-
by Durex. The thing.
Any kids at Durex like ad.
So, Aiden, I want to thank you for having you on this episode this week. It's honestly been a pleasure. Obviously, you're welcome anytime to come back, and we'll talk anything at any time.
Yeah.
Cheers for having me. It's been fun. It's been great. We've discussed a lot of things that I thought were deep. It's just changed me as a person. This has, it's an experience.
Johnny
It's an experience. All right, well, follow the Instagram at Cancelling Culture and subscribe to the YouTube Cancelling Culture as well. And
do that.
And Aiden's gonna sing you out this week.
Are you?
Let him do his thing. It's fine.
Shodcast.
Well, that was bold.
That's really bold of you. We might have to take that and use that weekly, man.
Oh, no, that is too bold.
That was good, man. Alright, well, yeah, thank you for listening. Cheers. And good night.
Yeah.
Can't.
What kind of fuck you say?